For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lindsay. I'm Andy's sister and Colton's aunt. When we got the call on Mother's Day about Colton's accident, I was honestly so in shock. I prayed for a miracle for days after, but sadly, the miracle we prayed for didn't come, and Colton was welcomed into heaven. In the middle of all the chaos and grief, one thought kept running through my mind. How am I going to tell Scout? Colton came into our life at about 2 years old, same age as my son Scout. Colton and Scout. Cousins that grew up together, played sports in the yard together, spent countless days at Papa and Grandma Lori's house playing outside together, and shared their favorite thing in the whole world together, and that was fishing. As the old saying goes, besides our siblings, our cousins are our first best friends. I don't think they ever realized how much they were alike. Stubborn, hilarious, competitive, and both completely convinced that they were the smartest person in the room. The problem was that they were usually in the same room, so that made for a lot of teaching moments and funny arguments. Colton would say, "Hey, Auntie Lindsay, do you think I could stay a couple nights at your house?" I'd smile and say, "Sure," already knowing exactly how it would end. Colton would be at one end of the house and Scout at the other, arguing over who caught the bigger fish, who could ride their bike faster, or who could be quarterback during football in the yard. It was endless with those two. But by the very next day, whatever they had been arguing about no longer mattered. One of them would call the other and ask, "Hey, do you want to go fishing?" That's what kids do. They don't stay angry, they forgive quickly, and they move on. And they did that quite a bit over the 11 years that they were cousins. And despite all of that, Colton and Scout sure loved each other. After Colton moved to Florida, they stayed close. But just not in the way that you would expect. There weren't many phone calls or long conversations between the two. Instead, they followed each other on social media. They commented on each other's Instagram posts and reposted each other's funny TikTok videos. Many of you might not know what that means, and I'm not really sure either, but teenagers, somehow that was their language. It kept them close, even from over 1,000 miles apart. Watching those two grow up together was such a gift. A very wonderful and sometimes frustrating gift, but a gift nonetheless. Unfortunately, Scout isn't here with us today. Right now he's playing in his championship baseball game for Junior All-Stars in Iron Mountain. And making that decision about where he should be was a tough one. My husband asked him, "What do you think Colton would want you to do?" Scout didn't hesitate. He actually asked, "Dad, am I allowed to swear?" Because Colton would want me to play in my game, and he'd want us to kick some, you know what. So hopefully Scout wins this game for you, Colt, because he sure loves you. Even in the middle of the worst tragedy, Colton gave one final gift. Through the incredible strength and selflessness of Ashley, Clint, Andy, and their families, Colton became an organ donor. Because of that decision, complete strangers were given hope. Families who were waiting for a miracle received one because of him. Even after his life ended, Colton continued giving life to others. That's the kind of legacy most of us could only hope to leave behind. This has reminded me of something we all know, but so easily forget. Life is so unbelievably precious. We spend so much time believing there will always be another fishing trip, another family get-together, another birthday party, another phone call, another chance to say I love you. But the truth is, none of us are promised any of that. If Colton's passing has taught us anything, it's this. Go fishing. Take the trip. Tell people that you love them. Forgive the argument. Laugh a little louder. Make the memories. Colton packed more life into 13 years than many people do in a lifetime. He loved hard. He laughed loud. He argued like a professional. He loved the outdoors, Detroit sports, fishing, and his family and friends more than just about anything. And he made sure the people around him always had a story to tell. Colton, being your auntie has been a great joy of my life. I'll leave you with one last story. When we found out about Colton's passing, our family flew to Florida immediately to be with Andy and the boys. One day, Andy took Scout to Colton's favorite Florida fishing spot. Using Colton's fishing pole and his favorite glider bait, Scout caught an absolute monster fish. He snapped a picture, posted it on TikTok, and wrote these words. I caught this absolute hog on the glider to end off our Florida trip. This one was for you, Colton. I love you, buddy. When I read that, I cried because I realized that their story wasn't over. Every cast of a fishing line, every Detroit game, every sunset on the water, every story told about Colton, that's where he'll be. As long as we keep telling his stories and speaking his name, he will never truly be gone. We love you, Colton, and we promise we'll keep living a life that you would be proud of.
Thank you, Mike.